I gotta
Yeah,
break the
Kenny.
fourth wall real quick. Kenny, you cannot take them shorts, bro. You cannot take them shorts. All right, back to my character. Yeah, it's just a lot going on. What to do? It's your boy T. Loy Smith here. Live week 3. You already know the vibes. Co-anchor D-Rod. Shouts out for you for stopping in as always. And let's just jump right into it. Cap, give us the recap.
It is your boy Cap No Cap, and we back. Fantasy football. Let's talk about it.
You don't even know what your life really like. What your life's like, nigga.
Better Call Hall swept the Hall up with the Let's Ride 99-55. The tandem of Suck Up and Carr was just enough for Hall to get the W. So straight up, they was able to avenge themselves at the last week. Let's Ride is 0-2. Is looking real slow for them. The Bully Gang is 2-0 after Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs squatted on the Vikings. It was pretty bad. I believe the final score was like 140-55. I'll fact check. Sorry, way off. It was 134-73. But it still was an ass whooping. All I'm gonna say is the defending champions, Big Trues, are really disrespectful. Winning by 75 points behind Lamar Jackson's 60 piece and Cooper Kupp being Cooper Kupp is just outrageous. We don't even need to talk about the GOAT team. They are absolutely garbage. So the Bang Van got the ducking after last week's robbery in Tampa Bay. The cops showed up, but the Bang Van was gone, and they robbed Tampa Bay of a W. Kyler Murray got his revenge against Patrick Mahomes and was able to get that W for the Bang Van, their first of the week. Of the season. My bad. I'm slipping today. The real Slim Brady's was able to defeat Dak's team. Without Dak, they're looking really slow. They 0-2. Real Slim Brady's was able to creep away with a W by 10. Daniel Jones almost won it for them, but it wasn't good enough. And then, of course, the game of the week had to go to Haiti Voodoo Spell versus Pablo, whatever, the Bay Punishers. They was able to defeat them 147-131 behind Jalen Hurts and Tyreek Hill's big performances. Tampa Bay's defense wasn't able to get it done for the Haiti spell. They tried to go 2-0, but the Punishers, they 2-0. And we'll see what they do for the remainder of the season. I believe they're going to continue to cook. You can come out here and get your ass whooped, then I'll beat you the fuck up afterwards. How about that?
All right, thank you, Cap Cullinan, as always. Great recap. It never gets old. I love his commentary. Big fan. Danny, let's just get into the nitty gritty. Who is your team of the week?
I got a couple actually. There's been a lot of great scoring outputs this week. Obviously, first and foremost has to be Big Trust with another great performance. I think it was 172 pointers they dropped. This motherfucker Lamar Jackson is out to prove something. Nigga dropped like 60 fantasy points this week. I don't remember the rest of the fucking players that he had and what they scored. All I know is that this nigga Lamar had 60 points. So enough said about that. My second team, I believe, would have to be the Kiwi or the Paleto Bay or Pablo Bay Punishers, as someone else likes to call it. They put up, I think 147 points, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yep.
That was another pretty decent showing. And then last but not least, a surprise. I've counted this team out already. I still don't believe in them just because I don't think it's sustainable. But the Kenny, my son, Bully Gang, atrocious name as I might have to add one more time. But that team, I don't know how they keep doing it. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs looks like they're going to carry this team all the way. I don't know why. I don't understand how. I hope it doesn't happen that they make it to the finals, because I don't want a shitty ass name like that in the finals. It would just, it would just disrespect the whole, the whole credibility of the league. But yeah, those are my three teams of the week. Not to get off track. It was Big Trust, Paleto Bay Punishers, and Kenny, my son, Bully Gang.
I absolutely agree with all three of those choices. Even you can say Johan, he had 131, but he just played a talented team. It happens. It happens to the best of us. And those are very good performances. And what about your bum of the week?
There's really only one team. This is not bias or anything, but this motherfucker scored 59 points. Like, let's ride.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Clearly they weren't riding anywhere. They got stuck in traffic because that man scored only 59 points. I mean, what else is there to say? It's the lowest scoring. I think that's the lowest output this year so far. I know it's already been a short season so far, but 59 points, inexcusable. So that's my bum of the week.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more for me to add. 55 points, that's just, you might as well have just not started half your team if you're just going to put up those numbers. If Eddie faced Carlo and just put in Lamar Jackson, nobody else, he would have beaten him. That is sad. That is just sad.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Wow.
That is shameful. That's pitiful, bro.
I need to see like 30 trades going on, man. What is that? 55, god damn. I know he has no control, really. Yeah, like that's just, I don't even know what to say to that. Up next, we got the rapid fire predictions. And you know the rules. Say the two teams, you just pick it. And we got the real Slim Brady's against Tampa Home Burglars.
Home burglars.
Bang Van or Haiti Voodoo Spells.
Voodoo spells.
Dax Pussy Poppy or Toledo Bay Punishers.
Punishers.
Sponsored by FanDuel or Kenny My Son Bully Gang.
I'm gonna go and say FanDuel.
Oh, that's Kenny? Oh, wow. Yeah. All right, yeah. Respect for changing the name from Goat Underscore. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Just for the name alone, I'm gonna give them. Anybody who faces Will, I'm gonna give them, my prediction, just because of the fact that's a shitty ass name. I don't care for it.
All right. Let's Ride or Big Trust.
Oh, Big Trust. Yeah.
Better Call Hall or Aaron Tripping Balls.
Aaron Tripping Balls.
I respect that. I agree with every pick you said. That's why I didn't say anything. That was very good. 100% across the board. As we close this segment and wrap up our show, there's some drama that's been breaking in the league. It looks like there was a three-way beef between the Kenny My Son Bully Gang owner, Big Trust owner, and Go Underscore, or otherwise known as sponsored by FanDuel owner, and they've been having some back and forths. I think this is a good hype train for the game of the week. Wouldn't you think? Who do you think the game of the week is?
The game of the week has to be fucking Bully Gang and sponsored by FanDuel. Just for the simple fact that this nigga's fucking opponent, his name is in his fucking team name, which is already disrespectful as it is. So there's definitely going to be some added, motivation. There's going to be some sort of rival. That is a rivalry. You can already consider it that. So that has to be the game of the week. I don't see any other storylines being able to match up to this one.
Yeah, I think this is all the hype you needed for a WrestleMania matchup. He just downright disrespected him. He said, "Yo, you're my son." Bully Gang on top of that. I don't know what that means, but this should be a very good matchup. And we'll see if the Josh Allen train ride either wrecks or it keeps on going. We'll have to see. All right, do you have any closing remarks you want to say before we close this out?
We can't forget about the beef that happened in the chat.
Yeah,
we got to talk about that. Will and what can you fill me in on what happened with? How
yes.
he involved in all this.
So as I'm reading the chat, it looks like Eddie started the conversation, just saying Justin Fields looking nice. Cap Kellerman saying Aaron Jones is cooking. Will randomly responds, "Just stop, because you're not a threat on the court." But all he said was Justin Fields is looking nice. That's all he said. And he just says, "Just stop, because you're not a threat on the court." Like, what did that have to do with anything?
Are you sure there weren't any any slick remarks said by Eddie? That's who he was directing it to, right?
I think it was just built up tension over time. You know, Eddie would remove him from the chat saying he's not active. And, you know, I think Will just had enough. He didn't care what Eddie's opinion was. And, you know, he said, Eddie, my son, Billy Gang, you know what I mean? So he started coming for him. And, you know, Kenny came for his defense, you know, saying like, you know, like you think you did something with that joke or whatever, because no one sent the emojis. You know, he said it was crickets basically. And you know, Will basically hit him with the don't you got a bus to catch? Because, you know, Kenny doesn't have a car, and you know, I don't know why
that's a hilarious comeback. I will say.
That is, man. You know, it reminds me of like the middle school roast sessions we'd have at the lunch table. But all right, man, that was the TL3W Smith show. Thank you for the recap, Danny, and you know, signing out.
Peace.
Hey.